Hi guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel for a video all about what I've been loving. These have to be some of my favorite videos to watch and make because it's honestly just like adult show and tell. What I've purchased since my no-buy, what I've been reading, my hair care routine, and just lots of fun things that I feel like we need to catch up on because it's been so many months since my last favorites video. Starting out with my favorite hair products because I get asked so many questions about my hair, specifically on TikTok, ever since I started sharing about my wavy hair journey and trying to learn how to embrace my natural texture. I always get the same questions asking what products I love, so I thought I would compile them all in this section of the video. My favorite shampoo and conditioner are from Necessaire, their rosemary hairline. It just smells so good. It leaves my hair feeling really clean, and rosemary is really good for scalp density. A lot of people use rosemary oil, but I'm not a huge fan of oiling my scalp, so I love that there's just rosemary in it. I will say a lot of my hair texture and the way my hair looks has to do with genetics, but using less heat has also really helped my pattern come out more. And then out of the shower, I use the Lola V Perfecting Leave-In Conditioner, just like 2 pumps of that, and the Odell Air Dry Styler, which is a really loose, lightweight gel that will give your hair hold without making it crunchy, because a lot of curly products do form a cast on your hair that you have to crunch up later, and I just don't like that feeling. It makes my hair feel way too heavy on like day 2 and 3 hair, whereas this I can keep using for like 3 days just after like wetting and restyling my hair. I feel like a lot of people can relate to wavy hair being kind of hard to figure out. I always thought my hair just air dried frizzy, and once I started using these products and get a proper haircut for wavy hair, it's really started to take on a life of its own, and I never thought I would feel more like myself with my hair dried natural, but I actually do, and I've even let it dry natural for formal events and still felt like really put together, which is again another thing I never thought would happen. And then the biggest hack of all when it comes to air drying bangs is honestly just pinning them where you want them and letting them air dry. I used to separate my bangs out and blow dry them, which does work, but it's just a lot of work. And pinning my hair right here flat, and it makes your hair look so good. I have a cowlick that makes all of my bangs want to sweep in one direction. I don't like the way that that looks. It reminds me of like 2010's Justin Bieber, and I like them to do this. You know what I mean? I don't know why it took me so long to figure this out, but now that I figured it out, I'm saving my hair from heat damage. I'm saving myself like 5 more minutes in the morning. It really is just that simple. My other favorite hair styling products for when my hair is dry are the Rose St. Lucia hair oil. This is honestly like in between a hair perfume and a hair oil, so if that's something that you're looking for, luxury, it's amazing. I also sometimes use a hair pomade just on my bangs and like these side pieces to get them to sit all piecey the way that I want them to. Now for some fashion favorites. The first thing I bought when my no-buy ended in February was a big one, and that was this Absolute Beauty vintage medium Bottega Hobo bag, and I love this. I've been using it almost every single day since I got it, and I just wanted to rave about her for a second because if you've been watching me for a long time, this has been one of my dream bags. I purchased a dupe of it. I wore that for like 2 years, and I really just put a lot of thought into whether or not I wanted to invest so much into a bag that honestly is pretty dupeable. But now that I have the real deal, I can say with full certainty is nothing like the dupes. It feels so much different. It's heavier, it's softer, it's just like supple, and I feel silly for waiting so long to get it. The inside is entirely suede, and it is just seamless craftsmanship that you cannot compare to your average dupe. So it might look like one of the dupes from far away, but genuinely up close, I was blown away. I got it on Fashion File because I really like that they offer returns on their bags. A lot of other consignment sites don't offer returns, whether on anything or specifically handbags, and I just think if you're spending that much money on anything, you should be able to return it, especially if it's it's secondhand, like you don't know for certain what the quality is going to be like when you have it in person, and it offers you some insurance. That bag is definitely my number one. It just fits so much and goes with everything. But I also got a kind of like mid-tier luxury bag from Reformation, which is definitely drawing inspiration from the Row bags that look quite similar, but at a much more understandable price point for everyday use. I saw Rach Speed reviewing this on TikTok, and it just immediately had me sold on the bag because it's just so minimal. I feel like you can wear this with anything, and I'm hoping that it'll really be a timeless bag. I also bought myself a new pair of everyday lifestyle sneakers because I walk Sammy for 30 minutes every morning, 45 minutes every evening, and I am just like a sneakers girl when I'm not wearing loafers. So I need something supportive, but also not like a full running sneaker, and these are them. They're the 1906R. My last pair, I think, was the 2002R, and I wore the tread completely off until there were holes in the shoes. So these were the replacement. The metallic colorway is just so cool. I feel like all active sneakers are just a little bit ugly. There's never gonna be like a perfectly cute, well-performing and comfortable sneaker. You kind of have to pick and choose if you want it to be more on the comfortable side or more on the cute side, and I feel like these are kind of perfectly in the middle where they're supportive, but they're also not ugly. I got a compliment on them when I wore them to Pilates this morning, so they're not that ugly. Speaking of comfortable shoes, these are the most comfortable heel of all time. These are the Dolce Vita Baylor sandals, and I have worn these to countless weddings and events in the spring and summer, and it's just that time of year that I'm dusting them off and wearing them again. I wore them last week, and I wore them in a vlog, and it just reminded me how comfortable they were. Because the heel is so low and it's also slightly flared, it genuinely doesn't feel like you're wearing heels, but it still kind of looks like it. They're strappy, they're sexy, and most importantly, they're comfy. My red linen pants from Donnie are without a doubt my favorite thing in my closet right now. Even though they're bright, they are just so easy to style because the silhouette is so classic, and I love the stripe on the sides of the legs. They were an investment piece without a doubt. Donnie is a pretty pricey brand because they're sustainable, their materials are really high quality, and they're made in small batches, but these I have been wanting for over a year. I actually rented them when they were only available in a waffle material, and I just found them to be a little bit too heavy. So when these were released in linen, I knew for a fact I would wear them, and I think that is truly the joy of delayed gratification. The joy is so much greater when you've waited long enough to know that you're gonna love it. I feel like the practice of delayed gratification isn't shared a lot online because it does require a lot of time to pass, and that just doesn't perform very well on social media, but it's something I like to personally practice by keeping a wish list of the items that I want and just kind of yearning. Brands don't want you to know that the longer you wait in between buying items and the more intention and thought you put into buying those items, the happier you'll feel and the less you'll need to buy, but it is very true. The sun is coming in a little crazy here now, so we might have to switch locations, but some of my New Year's resolutions were to read more, get stronger, and try a new recipe every single week, and I have been doing really well with cooking new recipes. I've actually definitely hit that goal, if not like doubled it by making more recipes other weeks, but I haven't been reading nearly as much as I wanted to, which you just kind of have to go with the flow. Like you can't shame yourself for not reading enough. I did really enjoy the book Piglet by Lottie Hazell. It's about a food writer who is about to get married, finds out she's been betrayed by her partner, and it's basically detailing her mental demise throughout the coming weeks and months, and it's paralleling the food that she's cooking with really beautiful, vivid descriptions of the food. And I just love reading about food, interpersonal relationships, and the genre of women on the verge. There are many such books like The Guest by Emma Cline, My Year of Rest and Relaxation. That's just kind of my vibe, you know? I read Such a Fun Age by Kiley, which is a really great book. It's easy to read. I read it very fast. It's fun to read. It's about a Black babysitter to a rich white family in New York and her life story, as well as, you know, class, race, privilege. And I enjoyed it, but at the end of it, I just like wish it went deeper. It didn't feel super satisfying. And then recently I started reading Great Big Beautiful Life for a book club that I just joined. And this is like the complete opposite of anything I've ever really read. It's a romance novel and I am hating it, but pushing through because I think it's important to be able to talk about books with other people. That's what I love. And so I'm trying to push through, and there have been some really wonderful moments, but the romance heavy plot on this has been pretty challenging. The dialogue is just really cringe to me. I definitely prefer a romance subplot, not the main plot, because I honestly just like don't really care. I also have never previously listened to an audiobook because I'm a visual learner and it's just not really my favorite way to consume content. But for something like this, a very light book, I have enjoyed it, and I do think I would listen to an audiobook again. Also on Spotify, let's hit a couple of my favorite artists of the moment, new releases. My camera's gonna die, of course, but I have been loving the new Blonde Shell record, the new Bon Iver, the new songs from Haim. I'm very excited for their full album. The new songs from Lorde, also excited for whatever is coming out, and new Sammy. These are so many artists that I love. Yesterday when I was filming this, it was so sunny outside that it actually kept shutting off my camera, and that's why the angle kept changing. So I just wanted to finish the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform made for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or you're currently running a successful business, you need a website, and crafting a beautiful digital identity has never been easier than with Squarespace. They have everything you need all in one place, from domains to custom templates. They even have built-in design intelligence, which combines 2 decades of design expertise with cutting-edge AI technology. Squarespace also makes it easier to monetize your content through the use of a paywall or subscription service. Just decide if you want it to be a one-time fee or a subscription. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the code lindseyrem to save 10% off at checkout. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Please let me know what you're reading in the comments, because I could use some new books after I finish this one that is low-key torturing me.